Salem again. We are going to check out the National Park Service Visitor Center. We're going to take a trolley ride to explore the city a little bit more. We've lived next to Salem for most of the kids' lives, but we haven't done a lot of this stuff with them, so it should be fun. Come along and see.
Those huge birds. Yeah, and look how high the water was, and look at that giant mansion. Whoa, look at it. So big. Look at that tiny bird. Oh, small. Oh, but the houses were more of a mansion.
Those aren't houses. What do you see now?
Boats.
Boats?
The golden thing with gold arrows.
Yeah.
Look at
Crossing,
all
see?
this rope. This is so much rope.
Gotcha. Yes.
Around there. Maybe that around there.
You gotta cross it now. Cross it out. Now you finish it by looping this way. That's a clovage. Make a hole, right? Take the bunny through the hole, around the tree. Oops. Through the hole, around the tree, back down the hole. That's a bowling.
Is that cool, Fiona? Weird? Is that what you said? Are we ready for the trolley ride, Fiona?
Yes. I have not been on a trolley, but this was my first trolley.
Were you excited? Cool.
That's my auntie.
Oh, but Auntie doesn't want to be in the video, so we're not going to put her in the video.
Yeah.
She's shy.
Yeah.
Is your auntie shy?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's my auntie, and that's my brother. And that's my brother.
Who's missing from your family, Niall?
My daddy.
And who else?
My Luna.
So over here on your right hand side is the your right hand side is the an arch. It's a fountain during the warm months, but it's a Mandarin arch that represents Salem's trade with China, and we did quite a bit of it. But if on the lower level is where the pool is, there are two levels of stones, and one represents what the waterfront originally looked like here in Salem. On the other level, the waterfront after it was filled in. And the reason why it was filled in is because our shipping days were waning, we're approaching the industrial age, so Salem purchased a mountain from New Hampshire, got it all down here via the railroad, and filled the waterfront in and reconfigured a few rivers. So, and straight ahead, that brick home would have been waterfront property at one time. Once everything was filled in, they put a street here, they named it Washington Street, because George Washington stayed at that home before. You can even rent the room he stayed in because it is now a boutique hotel. Now, the History Channel has deemed that brick home the third most haunted home in the country. I don't know what they do to figure that out, but they do. I know there was somebody buried in the basement there. I don't think he's there, his body's there anymore. He's stashed there for a long time up there. So if somebody accused you of practicing witchcraft, you would be taken here and be questioned. So it was sort of like a pre-trial thing. And this is where they would determine whether you should go on and be tried for practicing witchcraft. Now you could be accused of being a witch if you had red hair, if you were left-handed, if you had a scar, a mole, a wart, a birthmark. Now this is the Ropes Mansion. It was built in the early 1700s. You can go, well, not it's off season now, but during the season, they give free tours on Saturday and Sunday afternoon. So free is always good. And everything in the home is from that era. But down this pathway, they have gorgeous, gorgeous gardens that are in bloom. I mean, they were in bloom until almost November, I think, before they really started cutting back. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gardens. But, so if you come back to Salem, definitely check this place out. How many have ever seen the movie Hocus Pocus? This house was in the movie. Remember the girlfriend coming down the staircase and the guy was taking his little sister out trick-or-treating? This is that house. This brick building right here is a private library, and Nathaniel Hawthorne liked to hang out there. That he did. So, but if you look straight ahead, you're going to see another brick home. Big brick building there with the widow's walk on the top. That belonged to a sea captain by the name of Bertram, John Bertram, and he left his house to the city. The city turned it into our public library. It's really a gorgeous building. We're fortunate to have it. And you can certainly go in there and check that out too. It's really quite beautiful inside. We're very lucky to have that. Wow. We're going to be heading over to Chestnut Street. Well, you'll see in front of the houses these granite slabs. And that's what people would step on to hop onto their buggies. Even if they were going to visit their neighbor across the street, they would hop onto the buggy, bang a U-ey to visit their neighbor, and that's Boston for make a U-turn. Took me a while to realize people didn't understand what I was talking about. And it was very common for a gentleman to be building a home for their daughters as they were coming of age and getting married. They were all single-family homes. This gentleman just happened to have a set of twins and another daughter. But it was very, these are all single-family homes. There's no association. They're not condos. And I'm going to tell you a story about that gray house when we turn the corner. Can you keep going? I think it's possible. So there's another coffin door here. So as I said, nothing can be removed on these homes, including this. All the ivy on this house has to remain. They cannot take that off. Hurry up. Better hurry up. Hurry. So this little gray house over here is the smallest home on the street. Nathaniel Hawthorne lived there. It only has 14 rooms. And it said he had a little social anxiety. He added that door on the side of the house because he would slip out and go to that private library he pointed out while his wife had her afternoon teas. Once her guests were gone, she'd send one of the children after him to bring him back home. They couldn't text or call, so one of the kids would go after him. And this house next door is the largest on the street. It has 30 rooms, 9 fireplaces, and 7 bathrooms. And 2 people live there. Downstairs, they would maybe poetry readings or lectures, political speeches. But upstairs was a dance hall, and it had a pine floor. You see those black markings on the side of the building? Those were supports for the dance floor that were made of pine, and there were springs underneath. And that floor would move anywhere from 1 to 3 inches, so the people could dance longer without putting wear and tear on their joints. That's kind of cool, huh? So they had a good time. They loved to dance, but across the street in this park was a Puritan church, and that reverend did not like what he saw going on over here. He would write everybody's name he saw on Friday and Saturday night, then humiliate them at Sunday service, which lasted about 6 hours, so it was like torture. Well, legend has it there was a beautiful sunny day and a bolt of lightning struck that church, burned it to the ground. Reverend tried to raise funds but never could. It says the next congregation he found was about 10 miles from the Canadian border. I can assure you the congregation did not bury their parishioners standing up. See how close they are? Well, what they did was they added a chapel. Right over here, you can see the line of demarcation. They moved all the headstones to the front of the church and built the chapel right over the bodies.
In a court system that fails to protect them.
This memorial was created to honor the memory of these 20 victims and to remind us of the enduring lessons of human rights learned from the tragedy of the witch trials.
So who's this guy, Colin?
He is the judge who sentenced 20 people to death because people thought they were witches.
Do you think they really were witches?
No.
Do the skull on his headstone?
Yeah.
This is a Mayflower pilgrim. Alright, well, we're done with Salem. We didn't get to do everything we wanted to do. We kind of ran out of time. But it was fun. The trolley tour was pretty informative. Did you learn stuff, Fiona?
Yeah.
Yeah? Was it good?
Yeah.
Yeah? What did you learn about?
History.
History?
Yeah.
Anything specific?
Salem history.
Salem history. There you go. She learned Salem history.
And that people were hanged as witches.
People were hanged as witches. Anyways, it was fun. It's interesting coming in November because it's not nearly as busy, but it's also pretty cold, right? Are we chilly?
Yeah, I wish it would just be warm.
Warm, but not busy?
Like,
Yeah. Well, we'll be back in the summer, right?
yeah.
Yep. Tomorrow is our last day here, so we are going to head to one of our favorite ice cream places and get an ice cream, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, one of our favorite ice cream places do we have?
2 up here, right? Richardson's
Yeah,
and Cherry
down
Hill.
here. Yeah.
We've already done Richardson's. Now we need to do Cherry Hill.
We did Richardson's twice.
Twice. Yep. But yeah, so we're flying out tomorrow. So anyways, thanks for watching. What do we say, Fiona? Like,
Comment, subscribe, and share.
That's
That
right.
Stuff. That sort of stuff.
that stuff. All right, thanks for watching.
I hope you liked our video.